beautiful, beautiful foundation. Or powder. Oh my gosh, it is definitely time for bed. Oh my gosh, my hair's driving me nuts. Okay, where's that hair coming from? Okay. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Char, and today I am going to go through my picks for best powders of 2019 and one that wasn't so great. And with that, let's get going. My worst, I'm just going to get out of the way, is this Flower Beauty powder. First of all, the packaging is giant. When I bought this, I looked at it thinking, wow, that's a lot of product for $10. And then you open it up. First of all, it's really hard to open up, and it goes all over the place when you do, which is the other reason why I don't like it. Then you open it up, and you've got this big giant lid, and the powder, I don't know if you can see that, but there's this much product in there around. I mean, it's ridiculous. All this excess packaging, like, I'm not gonna travel with this. This is just ridiculous. And the powder is okay. I don't know, it just didn't blow me away. It's not like I put the powder on and it just changed my life. I don't know. So this one I'm actually going to either give it to my daughter or toss it. I wasn't a big fan. I'm sure everybody knows about Laura MERCIER-Translucent powder. I really like this one. And if you've got oily skin, this really does help to keep those oils at bay a little bit longer than some of the other powders that I have here. But it's still a really good translucent powder. I think it's geared more for oily skin gals, and so I will just use a little bit around my nose, my T-zone. It does do a great job to keep your makeup in place all day long, just not under the eyes. Oh, I should have said that. This is too dry for mature under eyes, in my opinion. Yes. But if you use it and it works for you, then great. But for my under eyes, it's way too dry. This is the HOURGLASS-Veil Translucent Powder. This one's beautiful. I've talked about this in another video before. I can put this under my eyes. I can put this all over. I usually take a big fluffy brush like this, and I will just go in a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Just around the edges, tap off the excess. You do not need very much. And then I just kind of press it into the skin. I think this is great for mature skin. Another really good one for mature skin is the IT Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. I prefer the pressed powder in this. Okay, yes, I can open it. I've hit pan on this. I love this one. I take a brush like this, and I just kind of press it in, and you do not need very much. Tap out the excess, and then I will just press it into my pore area right here under the eyes. Not directly under the eyes, but I tend to get larger pores right in through here and around my nose and my chin. And when I use this stuff, it really blurs those pores and makes them look airbrushed. I was really impressed the first time I used this. The one thing I will say is that it's not the best for photography. There is a little bit of flashback. This is, I need my magnifying glass here, Secret Blurring Powder for Under Eyes. I don't know why I can never remember the name of that. I like to take this brush right here. It is a smaller version of this one. They're e.l.f. brushes, by the way. And I will just kind of swirl it around in there and tap it, and then again I press it on the under eyes. What I like to do is actually take a damp beauty sponge. I should have showed you this first, but to smooth out the concealer, and then I go in with this powder. And this is really the only powder. This one and the Hourglass one are the only two that I really will set with under my eyes. For the most part, the concealers that I use, I really try to find some that I don't need to set down with powder, but for just a little bit of staying power, I will use the Laura MERCIER-Secret Blurring Powder. Okay, wow, I feel like I'm flying through this video. Usually it takes me forever to film. Maybe that means I'm getting better. Okay, Now the last three, I will say, are finishing powders. They're not really meant to set your makeup, but they are used to sort of like buff out your makeup. The Charlotte Tilbury, which is in my best powders. I love this finishing powder. I know, yeah, I have talked about this in one of my videos, and I've hit pan on it. You do not get very much product in here, but it is great. I use a big fluffy brush. There is a lot of fallout in this, so I gently go in and then tap it out. And what I like to do is swirl this around, and it just gives this beautiful just halo around your face. It's beautiful. I love this one. And then my other favorite that I found this year, I actually thought this was a bronzer when I got it. This is the HOURGLASS-Ambient Light. Excuse my fingerprints. And this is the shade Radiant. I wore this a lot in the summertime. It's very subtle, which is good, and it just gives that nice airbrushed look and a little hint of color as well. And my son just arrived. Hi, I'm filming.
I have a headache.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I feel sick or anything, I just have a headache.
Okay.
Do you have anything for it?
Yes, it will be right there. Okay, so yes, this one is great finishing powder. Really gives a nice glow. Hello, you're breathing really loud. Okay, I thought if I filmed in my closet that I would be left alone, but apparently they find me in my closet too. Okay, airbrushed skin look with a little bit of color. That's what I'm trying to say. Sheesh. Okay, yes, it is almost time for bed. Okay, the last one, and these weren't in any particular order. I like them all for different reasons. But this one, the MILANI, this is drugstore. This is the Make It Last setting powder. It has a little bit of sheen, but not bad. And I would go in with a light hand with this. Again, it just sort of diffuses everything, especially if you have bronzer and then blush. And I've made a mistake before and put like too much bronzer up here and then bronzer blush, and I tend to go a little crazy with the bronzer. So a setting powder will just sort of diffuse that out so there's no lines, and it really just it helps the color look like it's more coming from through your skin instead of sitting on top of your skin. But again, this is a setting, this is a setting powder. Okay, I always use it as a finishing powder, but this is a setting powder. So those are all my powders, you guys. My setting powders, my finishing powders. I will list everything below, and I would love to know as well if there are any powders that are your favorites. And with that, thank you so much for being here, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you in my next video. Take care.